If they don't like the forms, then don't do Wing Chun.
Hey Lucas, thank you very much for joining me and for agreeing to take part in this discussion. The topic we're working with is forms. And I'd like to ask you firstly, from your perspective, what is the purpose of forms? And then, is it possible to learn Wing Chun without learning the forms at all? Now, I know it's quite a contentious subject where some people, they swear by forms and some people think they're a complete waste of time. And in this sort of modern time now where there's all these different types of training, I really wanted to get your opinion and see what you think.
I can specify to speak about Wing Chun forms. I cannot speak about Taekwondo forms, Karate forms, etc., etc. I don't know. Because every martial arts has different views and different ways of doing the forms. Yeah. Okay? Wing Chun. First, I have to be very clear to that. With the forms, you cannot fight. Especially with the Wing Chun forms.
Yes.
Because they are pure choreographic movements, yes, and choreography does not work in the fighting. But are very, very, very important for the personal development of the practitioner. For argument's sake, we pick up a student who is totally has done nothing at all. The body is a weapon. So by doing the forms, you start first, especially the first form, identify your weapons, what you can do with that, how you can work with that. Then involving natural coordination, involving balance, awareness, focus. Things which just hit in the back or strike somebody in the face, you will not learn.
Yeah.
You learn about yourself first. Especially the first form, as we all of the Wing Chun practitioners, they will agree with me, say that is the most important form.
Yeah.
Why? Because from that, for the first form, you're learning how to strike, how to parry, how to avoid, how to move in and out, providing your body moving as a unit. Each one is learning the alphabet. You need to learn the grammar, you need to learn the spelling, and you need to do also various exams to see if you write it well.
Yes.
If you allow me to refer to that, yes? So forms is one thing. You can train it as many times you want. That doesn't make you qualified master, neither practitioner.
Yeah.
You need the practicing. But you have to do the form first in order to develop your personal development. To know the left or the right. Wang Xiaolong once told me, early stage of my Wing Chun, he's saying, your hands and your legs belong to you, but you don't command them yet. And I say, what shall I do? He's pointing to the mirror, and he say, go do your punches, do your form, and you will discover a lot there. If you have a very good form, not as doing the form, but have the applications, the principle, the strategy, because each form has his own strategy. Central line theory, you find only on the ceiling down form, because it's simple, direct, efficient. It's your counsel. You're protecting yourself in the central, yes? So, if that is good, but not to stay on the whole stance as you practice the first form, this stance is moving, absorbing, shifting, turning, step forward, step backwards, and stepping on the sides if necessary, in order to go forward again to strike when the opening appealing. When I went to the basement with my Sifu Nino Bernardo, experienced guy, good teacher, mega school, I was there with a fighting attitude. I want to learn to fight. Why? Because there is insecurity. The fear. Wing Chun train you fear. Train your fear. Then I was doing the form. I will never forget that. And I felt his experience witnessed me. I was not focused on the form. I was looking around the walls, nothing, what I'm doing here. And he said to me, are you okay? I say, what I'm doing here? He said, form. I say, can I fight with that? He said to me, no. Then I thought immediately, what I'm doing here. I cannot fight with that. It's like go to nursery school, go to primary school, go to secondary school, go to university, and then you have to work. And if you have may learn from this education, maybe you don't need all that for your work after.
Yeah.
Learn everything and keep it useful.
Yeah.
But train the basics, because the basics is your mechanics, your coordination, your balance, your awareness, and train your fear.
Yes.
And train your fear with your partner without feel your partner is your enemy, because your enemy will not be so kind.
So aside from the combative framework, do you believe that training the forms also presents an opportunity for growth in life? Or is that just one of these things that's massively blown out of proportion? I vaguely remember you telling me something once, a very succinct way that you put this about opportunities, if you recall.
Opportunities arrive constantly. But if you're only looking at only the target, you miss the opportunities in between.
Yeah.
And if I take that as an example, I'm taking that to myself, and I have worked with that a lot through my family, through my students, through my friends, through myself a lot. Can help you in your personal life if you do business.
Yes.
Or guide children, or survive difficult situations. Such, I have said, I'm open my hands form, I'm going forward. Yes, that's my target. But in the meantime, I may have obstacles. I'm taking it with economy emotion, the obstacle. Moving on, keep going to my target, but I'm taking the opportunities in between. If you really master the first one well, and this is a big word, I say, maybe I have no mastery in it myself yet, I'm still working on that, is to looking to be comfortable and assess the situation correctly, but at the same time, because Wing Chun is multiple simultaneous activities, keep the mentality of Silim Tao, keep cool, keep calm.
Hey, yeah. Exactly.
And so be. I have a problem here. Okay. I have a problem here. I'm going to be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
So how would you then break down the mechanics of it?
This is working like an atom. And this Wing Chun has atom in there in the forms, if you're looking carefully. So it's a scientific system of fighting. So if you look at Silim Tao, imagine yourself, I don't know if I have to draw in the paper to show you or do my hands to you, is going forward and forward energy.
Okay.
Yes. Then Jump Q has this sidewise forward energy.
Right.
And then the middle you have BUG, which going there, left, right, center, and that's what we get with these diving, waves, all this kind of stuff.
I see.
And that is a strategy of Wing Chun, of the forms of Wing Chun. So we go things slowly. You cannot give a nuclear weapon to a kid. He may shoot himself.
And what would your advice be to the student who maybe wants to learn Wing Chun but doesn't want to do the forms, or who's learning Wing Chun and is not practicing their forms?
If they don't like the forms, then don't do Wing Chun. So you study the system, you develop yourself with the system, and then let the system work for you. Then you go to work for the system. Okay, so it has logical progression. If you don't looking for shortcuts, if you don't like the forms, don't do Wing Chun. That is a must. So forms is one thing, get the psychology and the philosophy behind, but do practicing after that alone with the partner and specify on Chisao, but not only on Chisao then, because then your Wing Chun is going to have limits.
Okay, so clearly we need to use our forms in other areas as well. And, it's obviously important that we don't just stay doing the form on its own and sort of hoping for the best. We've got to train it, as you said, in these other areas, otherwise you're going to have limitations. So how would you actually break down the other forms and their sort of contribution?
First form is very good for your health, for the internal health, yes. Second form is external form, physically. Third form is free. With the dummy, as I say, is fighting techniques. Yes. Long pole is the power everybody looking for. Is honed the power in your hands and your legs.
Yes.
But not everybody do the pole, and not very few they practice the pole correctly as you do. And that's complimentary to you. Okay, you have a very good form of pole and really very good. Thanks for learning that for me. And,
Of course. Thank you for showing me.
no, very good form, brilliant. But there is the power. There is the power. Anytime I was practicing the pole, now I don't feel anything anymore. My hand was like Popeye wallet, you know, like eating spinach, you know.
Yeah.
Now, because I'm so comfortable, it doesn't do anymore. Muscle has been developed.
Yes.
And then the butterfly knives is about the accuracy and the speed, which you can use it as well with empty hands and the weapons, as well the long pole. You don't have to have that long pole now in the streets. Long pole becoming your hands, arm locks. You can have a small stick to use it.
Is there any closing statement you'd like to make for our viewers before we go?
To close this subject with you now is very, very important. Training religious and test your forms with the applications first, because forms has applications, mean drills.
Yes.
Then do the drills right with accuracy, then testing it out, and then let it be.
Okay, Loukas, this has been a great way to kick off this discussion about forms, and we will let it be there. But I really like the way you think, and you've given me some food for thought throughout this discussion. Thanks very much.
What I like from you, a few years ago, we worked together. And matter of fact, it was a pleasure to work with you. And I'm proud to see you, your development now.
Oh, thanks.
I keep watching you, but I like your development very much.